When you were here before, you couldn't look you in the eye.
Oh, welcome back to another kitchen video from Blade Rock.
Your skin makes me cry.
Well, I have most of the food already prepped up. You guys came in a little late, but here I am for you. So let me tell you what we got going on. So here's pretty much what I'm going on. I have some seasoned chicken. I'm gonna sear that. I have some sweet potato patty. And also, I have bread. Now you might be able to put these two together, but we're making a sweet potato chicken sandwich. But here's what I'm doing. I'm just heating up the oven, trying to get the stove started. You know how it is. We're just here having fun. For now. It's my new knife. So I'll give you a rundown of what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to sear this chicken, and I'm going to let it rest. And I'll fry up the sweet potato patties just a little bit so they have a little bit more structure to them. You know what I'm saying, Mama? And then I'm going to toast this bread. So let me get my, can't remember what you call this pan right now, but hey. This flat pan is what I'm going to toast the bread with. See it? You don't even need butter, but I'm going to use butter because I want a greasy baby. Now I want to tell you something. When you see the oil, as you know, is a little hard. It doesn't move around that much. But as you can see, it's moving around a lot like water. You can touch it, and you can tell the oil's hot, because oil, whenever it's hot, and you get it on your skin, oil, when it comes out of the pan, it keeps getting hot. Unlike boiling water, once you touch it, it starts cooling off. But with oil, it's completely opposite. Now, see with this chicken, I can't remember the last video when I told you how to cook chicken. But when we see that oil pan, if it starts smoking a little bit, just a touch, that's what we want. That's all. So I'm going to go ahead and take this chicken breast. Now, this is my preference. You don't have to do what I do, but I like searing the chicken on the top side of the breast first. Bottom side you can tell because you can tell where the rib meat was. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in the pan. As you can see, get in close here. As you can see, we're smoking a little bit. That's what I want. That's what I want. Now, with this shot right here, I just want to sear it on super high for at least a minute, just to get that top side all cooked, all nice and brown, maybe a little bit caramelized. That's just what we do. Little PSA again, always wash your hands when you're cooking with chicken. If you don't have soap nearby, use a chicken rag, okay? As you can see, I have a rag for washing the dishes, and I have a rag to wash my hands. If you don't want to do that, and you can fuck off. We'll shake her around a little bit. That's just how we do it in this kitchen. So, we've been cooking for a minute, maybe a little bit shorter. I don't give a shit. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip it. And look at that sear, baby. Look at that sear. So this is what I want you to do when you get a sear like that. I want you to turn it down to at least a 4, maybe a 3.5. If you don't have that, turn it to wherever that knob is. Gonna go down here, and I don't have a lid to fit it. We'll make it work. See this lid? It fits very nice. So we're gonna sit it there. A lot of people tell you don't touch it, don't let it move. You know, don't check on it. But when I'm cooking a chicken, it's like babysitting a child, okay? Sometimes you just have to check on it, you know, shake it around a little bit. Make sure that it's having fun. That's all I want, okay? I just want to have some fun. So I'm coming over here. Get rid of your contaminated paper. You can use parchment paper. You can use whatever that plastic wrap. You can use plastic wrap. I don't care. Use whatever you have. You don't even have to use it. Just put it straight up on the cutting board. Just make sure you wash the shit out of this cutting board after you use it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, you guys might not be used to this Blake Rock where I'm in a house. I'm not out in the woods. And I'm not out, you know, doing my regular thing. But here I am. Because, hey, every badass has to slow down. Let's come back over this Jeep. So, as you can hear, if you can't hear, clean out your fucking ears. Stop picking your nose and start picking your ears. I'm gonna shake. We're gonna get that oil startled, just so we can keep frying. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So now with chicken, when you're cooking it, you take your hand like this. When it's like this, you feel that right there. Right there, it's tight. It seems like it's pushing back at you. That's how you want your chicken to feel. I don't want no mid-rare chicken, because I don't want no salmonella. Now we're going to come over here. I'm going to pop the lid. My pan's starting to, you know, cool down. It's starting to cool down. And I take the lid off here. As you can hear, all right, we're going to give it a touch. That baby's done. This baby is done. Now, we're going to start this, whatever that is called, that pan. We're going to get it a little hot, just for now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this down. Once you feel it, that baby's done. If it's feeling like that, you need to take that girl out of there, okay? Take a fork, take it out of the pan. Look at that. Wow. That's what I call pan sear, baby. Pan sear. Now we're going to drop it down right here. And while I'm dropping it down right there, I'm going to let it rest. But also that pan's heating up. So I'm going to take my toast. It's not toast yet. We're going to set it over here. You know, you don't have to set it on your oven. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure wherever you're cooking on is clean and sanitized, okay? Now I'm going to take some butter. You don't have to take a whole stick of butter. You can smear it on the bread first. And I like doing this, but if you do it the way I'm doing, make sure you scrape the dirty part of the butter off. Because whoever's using that butter next doesn't want your breadcrumbs on it. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna go right in the middle. See, I'm just sliding around. Now I'll give you a little secret about melting butter in a pan. When it's sizzling, you want to let it sit. After it stops sizzling, that's when you throw your bread on. See how I'm toasting this bread? I'm just going to toast one side of it, the inside, so it has some structural integrity. And that's what I want. See how we're still bubbling, but we're not sizzling anymore. So I'm going to throw some bread on here. Move it around. Don't be worried about it. Get a little touchy with your toast. Toast starts with a T and so does touch. For some reason, they go together. Now we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Now we're going to go back over this chicken. Now, this bread, one second. This chicken has been resting enough. So I'm going to cut it right about in half. Because the bread isn't as big as the chicken breast itself, as you can see. So we're going to cut it in half. Whenever you cut your chicken in half, I want you to take a look at it. See, I cut it at the fattest part, you see. So I want you to look at it, and if it's white all the way through, that's some done chicken. Now, I will say, Blake Rock's not perfect, okay? This chicken might be a touch overdone, but you can never go wrong with a sandwich. Now, as we've been doing that, whoa, I almost made a mishap. I almost used my dish rag as my finger rag. So, as we've been sitting here, let's go check our toast. We're gonna spread it around a little bit and see how it's doing. And bam. See that? That toast isn't done. I want a little bit of brown going on my toast. Okay? We're gonna throw it straight back on there. Now, a lot of people say, you should read instructions on how to cook shit. And I believe that because you don't want undercooked chicken or pork, okay? Here's what I'm saying. When you cook white meat, there's a certain point. White meat is dangerous. Well, when you're cooking red meat, it depends on what kind of red meat you're cooking. Okay? When you're cooking ground beef, it has a little bit of meat that's close to the stomach. So you might want to cook that all the way. But now if you're cooking a ribeye, you can leave that bitch medium rare and it'll be okay. But whenever you're cooking ground beef, it's really close to the stomach lining and the stomach. So that's where it holds all the salmonella in the stomach. You see what I'm saying? Let's check this toast again. Now, this toast hasn't been on here for long. I know that. But I've kicked it up a notch to number 7. But I'm going to kick it back down to 3.5. Okay, baby? Look at that. Now, if you have a clean kitchen floor like you should have, it'll be okay. Just look at this toasted. That's toasted, mama. Look at this. Not dirty. Because Blake Rock knows how to clean his kitchen, okay? So we're gonna butter this pan again, you know. We need some butter. I lost the butter. So I found the butter. And I'm just gonna butter this pan again, just so we can, Alright, coming close for this lesson. Okay, you see how I'm sizzling real hardcore right now. This is a lot hotter than I want my pan to be. But cooking at home is all about improvisation. Improvisation. Improv. So what we're going to do here, you want to make sure you're toasting the bread on the same side that you toasted the other side, because you don't want your bread to be all uneven. You just don't want it to be uneven. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to throw it back here. You can do circles, you can do squares, you can do triangles. Whatever you do, just get that butter, Mama. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to get that butter on there. Okay? Now this pan is really hot. Okay? So I'm gonna kick it off. And by the time that this pan cools all the way down, okay? Now think of it as your body, okay? This pan right here is at my forehead. When it gets down to your feet, that's gonna be toasted. So let's get some cheese on this bread, huh? So now, this is no product placement because we don't have enough money to, pay for it. Well, so we're gonna get this cheese sauce. Now I don't want to say I made this myself, but I did. So this cheese sauce just has a little red pepper in it, has a little black pepper in it, it has a little bit of salt in it, it's got cheddar cheese and some Asiago cheese in it, okay? Now, shouldn't throw away the lid because I'm going to need it. Okay! Now you can use a spreader, you can use a spoon, whatever you have at your disposal, please use it. Now I'm going to use a spreader. I'm going to take this right here off the top. You see how this part's not toasted? That's the outside, Mama. Right here. That's what you want. Now this looks a lot like butter. Well, actually, back to back to what I was saying. You can honestly make cheese sauce out of anything. Just get, to make it easier, I just get some Alfredo sauce. And I heat that up. Make sure it's at a boil before you add the cheese. But when you add the cheese, just make sure that you turn the stove off.
Wait, Blake, isn't that your dish track?
I haven't touched any raw chicken.
Oh,
But with cheese sauce, you can use really anything. You can use just any cream base. I like using a cream base. You can use a milk base, but if you use a milk base, I say use a full fat milk. That's what you should use when you're making a cream sauce. Well, not even cream sauce at that point, because we're talking about milk. Shit, what am I talking about? We're talking about cheese sauce, Blake. But, and honestly, if you're really hard up on your money, you can use water. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to taste the best, because if you use water, you're going to want to use a whole lot of cheese. I'm talking, say, you're making 5 cups of cheese sauce, and all you can pay for is water, and all you can pay for is cheese, which I'm like, you need to move your money around and start spending it a little bit more responsibly. But if you're using water, it's gonna suck. So you're gonna have to salt your water. Salt that shit, okay? So people say salt makes your water boil faster, but that's not really true. Honestly, it makes it boil slower, because if you have your water simmering and it's just a little bit like really close to boiling, I say throw at least a tablespoon of salt in there, and that'll quicken it up. But don't, like, whenever you put the water straight up on the stove, don't immediately put salt in there, because that's not going to make it boil faster. It's just going to make you salty water, which whenever you're doing that, it's going to evaporate most of the water, and you're going to have some really, really salty water. So I say when you're simmering, like, just seeing a little bit of bubbles on the bottom of that pan, throw some salt in there. It'll help you out. Now let's go check this piece of toast, huh? So, I've been talking to you for a while. This pan has been cooling down. So let's check out this toast. Go back down. It's perfect, Mama. It's perfect. See, you might not think I know what I'm talking about, okay? You might think, oh, this dude's just cooking in his kitchen and he cooks every now and then. He doesn't really know what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. This has been how I make money for the past, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some more cheese sauce on here. Just squish it on there, you don't have to do much. Just spread it on there. You can see the red pepper. You can see the black pepper in there. You know, if you get dirty, that's what cooking's all about, Mama. That's all you want. Now what you're thinking, putting a cold cheese sauce onto a hot piece of toast, like, that shit's gonna soak straight up into the bread. That's what I want. I want that. See, now in the last cooking video that we had for you, I like to make sure that people are really responsible about washing their dishes. Because washing your dishes, having a washed dish, it can't go wrong. Put it down. I gotta piss really bad. Can you pause this?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa! I gotta piss. Make sure you put your butter back in the fridge, which I'm not doing right now, but also, ain't no rules in this bitch. Okay, we've been going for a while, I understand that. And, I know the last video was on my phone a little bit, but I'm gonna get back on it. Because I want to groove, okay? I want to be able to dance. I want to dance. So, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. And recently, I mean in the past 5 minutes. I've been thinking about this, and you know how I said I was gonna fry the sweet potato patties. But I've been thinking recently, honestly, I think that we should have them cold on there, because like on a good sandwich you have some cold lettuce, you have some cold tomato, maybe a little bit of cold mayonnaise. But here I have some cold cheese sauce, and some.
I mean, dude, if you're not gonna pay attention for the show, we've filmed for 25 minutes, and if you.
So here we go. I'm gonna start making this sandwich into what it should be.
Thanks, dude. It only took you 25 fucking minutes. So good.
So I'm gonna take the chicken breast. See how it just falls into place? It's just beautiful. It just falls into place like. There's not more that you could want out of life. So, we're going to crack a beer before we open the rest of this. Okay. So we're gonna throw a sweet potato patty on top of that baby. Now it's gonna be cold, but my personal preference, if I was telling you like in a restaurant, like some bullshit like that where a chef's like, oh, yeah, fuck them, man. You cook out the sandwich how you want it to be cooked, you know what I'm saying? So here's what I'm doing. I'm putting a cold sweet potato on here. Now, you know, you might think I'm going a little crazy. You might think I'm, you think the sandwich is done right here. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut off the tip. Now our chicken breast is a little cooled down, but it's all right because we give it to the dog. Let me ask her how it tastes. What is how that tastes? That tastes good. So here's what we're gonna do. Double decker, then another sweet potato patty. Right here. Put the bread on top. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking it too. This fucking sandwich is way too high to eat. And it might, it's gonna make me full, okay? But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our hands. You got 10 fingers, okay? We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. You can do it with one hand, I don't care how you do it. We're gonna smash it. We're gonna smash it, it's gonna get a little messy. But here's what I do. You put it back. You put it back. And, as you can see from my hands, we gotta wash. So, I'm gonna do something a little special for this video. I'm gonna wrap this sandwich in some foil, then I'm gonna cook it in the toaster oven for about, 10 minutes, because you got the foil, you gotta be able to keep the foil up. But that's gonna have to be for, it for us. I wish I could, at the end of the video, we'll add a picture of the finished product. And I just really enjoy, you watching me cook. If you get any information from this video, I really appreciate it. But also if you don't, I appreciate that more, because you're living your own life. You're cooking your own food how you want it to be. So I'm gonna chug this beer, and on the way out, we're gonna play a great song for you. I hope you enjoy it. This is for you, America. Cook how you want to. This has been Blake Rock Cooking.